That Bay Area. What's up, Richmond, CA? There's some real stuff right here.
Add on coming down here.
It's Aji, man.
Once upon a time.
Add on.
I knew how to myself.
Keep you at home. Me on. Me want to own. Me on type of flow.
That's all I got to say.
Me on.
All right.
Or me want to own. Me on type of flow.
What's going on, you guys? Back at it again. Let's start off with NBA. Let's start with the NBA. I always like to start with that. Warriors, man, headed back once again to the Western Conference Finals. Thanks a lot to Ja's injury. Obviously that Jordan Poole, that was kind of a weird play, because a lot of people were saying that it was like intentional, or it was just kind of a weird play how Jordan Poole was like grabbing. I think he was just kind of grabbing for the ball, but he was kind of just reaching everywhere. And then I don't know if he realized he grabbed Ja's knee. I don't think he's a dirty player. Poole's not known for that. The only player that's dirty on the Warriors is Draymond Green. But that dude, kicking people in the balls, doing stuff, like he known for that. But Jordan Poole, it's just unfortunate, but I don't really think that's intentional because Ja dealt with knee problems all season. Obviously, he missed a lot of substantial amount of time, obviously, as well, during the season, as far as knee problems and stuff like that. But, man, it's just unfortunate for the Grizzlies because I feel like they were on their way. And they even won a game by, 40 against the Warriors without Ja. I believe during the season they were, 20 and something. I don't know the exact number, but they won a lot of games without Ja. They're a deep team. But yeah, they just couldn't beat the Warriors just because the Warriors are they're veterans, man. Those guys has been there, been to the first NBA Finals since obviously 2015. Clay, Draymond, and Steph, and obviously Steve Kerr with the coach. They've been there before. They've been there, done that. They're a veteran team. Now I guess they're just waiting out of the Mavs and the Suns. Man, I ain't gonna hold you, bro. If I had to pick a team to win the title, I would rather have CP3 win his first ring or Giannis go back-to-back. I don't want the Warriors winning. Especially all these Warriors fans, they annoying, low-key. I ain't even going to hold you, but we'll see, because it's going to go to a Game 7, obviously, Luka against CP3. I feel like if CP3 loses again this year, he might, I'm not saying he's going to retire, but I feel like he ain't got no better shot to win the title this year, maybe just as much as last year. Last year, that was his golden opportunity to win the title, but they just couldn't get past Giannis. And this year's even a more better year for CP3 to win his first ring. Obviously, there's no KD, no LeBron. And then if they eliminate Steph, they ain't got to play a West Conference opponent in the finals. It's going to be an Eastern Conference opponent. So, yeah, I either want to see CP3 win his first ring or Giannis go back-to-back. I don't want to see the Warriors win again, man. But like I said, we'll see, though, man. We'll see with that. Obviously, too, as well, 76ers. 76ers wiped out by the Heat. Man, I like James Harden, but, I think he might be washed, man. He might I don't know. And he not even, super, super old. CP3 is 37. Harden is, what? In his early 30s. Matter of fact, let me look that up real quick, man. Let me look that up. Why? Wait, how old is James Harden? Because he just not. Like I said, if you look at James Harden of old with Houston, he averaged 36 points per game one year, man. 34, 32 one year. This dude, I don't know what's going on, man, but yeah, Harden is only 32 years old, man. So he looks washed out there, man. He doesn't look as quick. His step back ain't working as much. He not getting as much calls as he used to. But like I said, CP3 is still balling at 37. LeBron's still balling. Obviously, they're different breed and play a different game than Harden. Style-wise, as Harden's known for a one-on-one type player, so you got to exert a lot of energy. But, man, it's just unfortunate, too. I feel bad for Joel because it seems like every single year he gets close and close and close and close, but either he has some type of injury or they just, especially that one year against Toronto when Kawhi made probably the luckiest shot in NBA history from that corner. You could just see Joel was crying. He had every right to, man, because I feel like he gets there every year. And then Joel, obviously, too, with the MVP. Let me touch on that a little bit too, because a lot of people were saying that Jokic didn't deserve it. They said that either Giannis deserved it or Embiid. And my thoughts on it, I mean, obviously Jokic had the numbers. What he averaged, like 27, 13 or something. It was something crazy like that. Jokic is, and he was a second round pick too. So for Jokic, I don't think anybody saw this coming, being back-to-back MVP. But they got to understand that it is a regular season award. So it really no issue with Jokic winning it. I feel like it would be no issue if Giannis or Embiid won it, because although he got bounced out in the first round, Jokic, by the Warriors, I believe so. Like I said, he was doing that and took his team to the playoffs. Jokic did, without Jamal Murray and without Michael Porter Jr. So you got to give him credit for that. So I really don't have an issue with Jokic winning. Obviously, I would have wanted Embiid to win. Because like I said, Embiid's one of the best big men in basketball, and he's been in probably the top 5 MVP voting for probably the last couple of years, it seemed like, but he just don't get it for whatever reason, and then he can't always getting hurt towards the playoffs, like, and it's just unfortunate for him because I mean he like not getting any younger. He's not old, he's under 30 still, but it's like every year it keep happening. But Harden, man, is just kind of that's kind of embarrassing though, man. You quit your way out of Houston, right? You quit your way out of Houston to join the Nets. Kyrie, the whole thing. Don't, you know what I'm saying? You team up with KD and Kyrie in hopes to win a championship. That don't work out. You quit on the Nets, and then you go all the way to the 76ers just to lose again and not play well. Like, Harden is ring chaser, but he ain't doing his part, man. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if it's conditioning. I don't know if he just father time hitting him at 32. That's pretty early to be. But like I said, he's not doing what he once was, man. I don't know. Is the 76ers really that deep? I know Tobias Harris is there. I know Tyrese Maxey's there. But it's like, and like Shannon Sharp was saying, it was like, you know, Tyrese Maxey was their second best player in the playoffs, which is a shame. If you got a superstar like James Harden, that's what you bring him there for. He's more like a playmaker, like Joel Embiid said in a post-game interview. He's like, he's going to get you. He used to give you 36. Now he's giving you like 15, 16, 17 with maybe like 10 assists, which is cool. But like if you like a John Stockton type of point guard, but we all know in Harden heydays in Houston, he is arguably, maybe even right now, considered as one of the greatest perimeter scorers of all time. Being at 6'5", that step back he had, and like I said, winning that MVP and averaging 36 points per game, like you got to just let that sink in. Like how much he averaged. Yeah, that's interesting too. And did y'all also hear about what happened with the Lakers too, man? Like how they want Phil Jackson to have input on who the next coach is. And this dude, I respect Phil Jackson. He's one of the greatest NBA coaches of all time, maybe the greatest NBA coach of all time. But I've heard that he said that the Lakers should trade LeBron and keep Russ. Trade LeBron or keep Russ. What kind of mess is that, bro? I don't understand what this dude logic is behind that or anything like that. And no disrespect to Russ, 'cause like I said, I'm a fan of Russ. I don't even want to keep talking about Russ every podcast. I feel like I've said what I had to say about him, but that is not gonna work, man. I feel like, I don't know. The Lakers are old, but I mean they need some type of coach to bring in. They're thinking about bringing in Doc Rivers. Doc Rivers was a great player. He's a great coach, but he just, I don't know. Like Doc is just not a good look. Obviously, all the 3-1 leads Doc Rivers has blown. If you guys didn't know, Doc Rivers has the most blown 3-1 leads in NBA history. He has like 3 or 4 of them, which is not a good look. And almost had one this year against the Raptors. Almost blew that 3-1 lead. Luckily they closed it out though. But you know they probably gonna get rid of Doc, and the Lakers thinking about signing him. This is gonna be this deja vu all over again. I feel like maybe get Mark Jackson, get somebody like that where we don't think. And I don't really even know about like Mark Jackson coaching that much. I know he coached for the Warriors a bit, but you know I don't know. It's a lot of things we gotta change. Obviously the coaching staff, and then we gotta get players around LeBron and AD, because those are our core guys. That's why I don't even know why the Lakers even got Russ, because they won a championship with LeBron and AD. They didn't need another. I don't even think they needed another superstar. They needed another like maybe star, like a Buddy Hield, like somebody like that actually fits, that can shoot, that can defend, that's young. So I don't know what the Lakers going to do. But trading LeBron for Russ, I don't know what Phil Jackson was thinking. Like, I don't know what his logic is behind that. Kind of surprised he even thought of that. Jeannie Buss is upset, saying this, blah, 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 blah. Lakers are a mess, man, for sure. Yeah, but those are my predictions, though. Now that the Warriors are in the Western Conference Finals, obviously we're just waiting on Luka. And I didn't even mention Luka in the Mavs. I would love to see Luka get his first ring as well, because he's one of my favorite players in the league right now. Obviously, I think my top 3 favorite players in the league right now is LeBron, Zion, and Luka third. And hopefully Zion comes back for the Pelicans. I keep seeing all these clips of him dunking, but he's like well over, look like 300 plus. I ain't gonna hold you. If he can get if I was Zion, I mean, obviously you ain't got to take nothing from me. What I know, I'm not in the NBA, but Zion, he's a superstar when healthy. If I was Zion with that kind of talent and that being that young, I would low-key text LeBron. I would reach out to LeBron and be like, hey, what do you suggest? What kind of workouts do you do? What kind of trainers how do I get this weight down? And not saying LeBron never had a problem with weight, but yeah, he needs to text Barkley, text LeBron, all these dudes who take care of their body. And obviously Charles Barkley was kind of fat going into the league, but then he slimmed down. And then LeBron is like one of the greatest ever at keeping his body in check. And he's played this long going into year 20 next year, or this next upcoming season, I should say. So yeah, I would reach out to him if I was Zion, man, because he's like I said, one of my favorite players. He has so much potential, but he's just throwing it in the trash. I don't understand. He has a bright spirit. You see him in interviews smiling. He's a great kid. Calling him a kid, he's a man, but he got all the potential, but he's just wasting. I feel like he's just wasting it by just not working hard enough on his weight. Like that isn't. He claims that it's a blessing. It is a blessing to a certain extent, but when you're about 6'6", 300, and I've talked about this before as well, but it's just like I keep mentioning him. Maybe he'll see this, or maybe somebody reach out to him like, man, you got so much potential, but the weight got to come down. Like, he got to get down to around 250, probably around what Charles Barkley played at. Because remember, Zion, he plays so big, but he's only 6'6". People tend to forget that. He's not 6'8", he's not 6'9", he's not 7 foot. He's only 6'6", 300 plus. So when you got that much weight on your legs, man, it's just, man, for sure, man. Let's transition to rap, though, obviously. Kendrick Lamar dropped a new album already. I already listened to 2 tracks. United in Grief and N95. Kendrick, man, is very impressive, man. This is his first album in 5 years. Obviously, last album was in 2017, which was a banger. We all know that album that he dropped that had Be Humble, Sitting There, all them great songs on that album, man. Like Kendrick, man, whew, like I said, it's gonna be tough. I was saying this on my other video that I uploaded on my other channel when I did the N95 reaction. It's going to be tough to keep Kendrick out of that top 10 when it's all said and done. I feel like, you know what I'm saying? And I don't know if you want to do it by generation. Like, I feel like what rap 2 is like to do a top 10 list of every era, like combined, it's kind of hard. I feel like with rappers or, you know, podcasters like me, when we ranking people, stuff like that, I feel like we need to start doing it by era just to be fair. Like have a rap top 10 for the 80s, rap top 10 for the 90s, rap top 10 for the 2000s, and then the 2010s, and so on and so on. So, you know, because like I said, him and J. Cole, some people even throwing Drake in there as well, are like probably 3 of the best rappers over the last 10, 15 years, honestly. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't know if you could say go back 15 years. Maybe like I said, like maybe the last 10 years, I should say. There's been them dudes on top, obviously. And man, and like I said, with Drake, I don't even think, obviously, Drake out of Drake, Kendrick, and Cole, Drake probably has the most album sales. He's probably has the most streams and is probably the most popular. But I don't think Drake is nowhere near the level lyrically of, and I was saying this on my other video as well on my other channel. Drake is nowhere near lyrically the talent of a Kendrick or a J. Cole. And there's no disrespect to Drake at all, but he's just not, you know, all the way on Kendrick's level and stuff like that. Kendrick, you know, he got the delivery, he got the bar substance, he got the, you know, all the collabs and stuff. He collaborated with Eminem, collaborated with all these greats and stuff like that. And also, you know, I don't know if it's true, but, you know, Drake been having, you know, all the rumors he had as far as ghostwriting and stuff like that. You can't be having rumors of ghostwriting and still be considered one of the greatest ever. You know what I'm saying? I feel like Drake has a different type of style. Like, I'll admit, Drake has his own style. Nobody can copy him. Like that singing type rap, whatever you want to call it. I don't think I've ever heard a Drake song I ain't like, and I'm not even going to hold you. I don't think I've ever heard a Drake song that I didn't like. He different, you know what I'm saying? But, like, back to Kendrick, though, man. Obviously, that Heart Part 5 was insane, man. That Heart Part 5 was insane. I didn't even know what to expect at first when I first watched it. And it's crazy because when I first clicked on it, I didn't even watch the full video. I didn't watch the full thing until I did a reaction to it or watched somebody else react to it. Then let me watch this thing myself, man. And I wasn't expecting that for sure. Changing, I think, who did he change into first? Changed into O.J. Simpson. I'm like, where is he going with this? Then he changed into Kanye. Then he changed into that one dude, I forgot his name. And changed into Kobe. Changed into Will Smith. Changed into, and then ended it off with Nipsey Hussle. That song Dedication with Nipsey Hussle go hard, man. And yeah, Kendrick is a legend, man, for sure. And like I said, I'll be very surprised, very shocked if he doesn't win a Grammy or at least be nominated for a Grammy. I'm not saying for this album because I haven't listened to the full thing yet. I listened to 2 tracks, which are fire, but I'm talking about just the Heart Part 5. Because if you think of it, like, the videos is very, like, simple. Because like I said, he's staying in one space. I don't know if he's using a green screen, a blue screen, whatever time he screen to generate those. To generate those type of faces, so cleanly. You know what I mean? Like I don't know, but I don't know if it's gonna win best. I don't know what kind of a Grammy categories that they got. Best video. I don't know if you can, like I said, I don't even know if you consider that best music video because if you take away the faces, he's just standing in one spot, just rapping. You know what I mean? But it's got to win a Grammy for something. Just that storytelling alone was insane, man. I don't think I've ever seen something like that before. I think there's really no rapper in the game right now being that creative with substance. Obviously, Joyner Lucas is nowhere near, obviously, Kendrick's level. But he's one of the rappers that I think that's creative like that and that knows how to draw attention and to real world topics and stuff like that. You know, obviously with Joyner Lucas with I'm Not Racist and Devil's Work and Ross Cap, all the storytelling stuff that Joyner's had. I talked about him in my last podcast as well, how he slept on. But yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see, y'all, how this kind of plays out and stuff like that with Kendrick. Because I mean, I know the first week of sales is gonna be going crazy. I know. I think they like what they projected at like 300 to 400,000 sales in a week. But you never know with these predictions. We just gotta let it roll out. But yeah, Kendrick, man, I'm excited to listen to this the next tracks on this album, man, for sure. I don't know if I'm gonna react to it or just listen to it myself. I don't know. I'm getting kind of anxious though, because like I said, I listened to 2 tracks, United in Grief and N95, and man, those were tough for sure. Let's transition to the NFL though, man. Obviously, my favorite team, the Washington Commanders. Let me pull up my schedule again and kind of give y'all my thoughts on how we going to do this year, man. Obviously, NFL is going to be, man, it's going to be a great thing for really all of them, especially that AFC West with the Raiders, Broncos, Chiefs, and the Chargers. Whoever wins out of that division, that AFC West, probably going to win the Super Bowl, man. Because you go down the list and every single quarterback is elite, man. I'm going to tell you a great thing about each team in the AFC West, man. Let's start with the Broncos. Obviously, they have a great defense. And then you bring in you go from Drew Lock to Russell Wilson. Ain't nothing needs to be said. Russ should have 2 rings right now. If it wasn't for the dumbest play in Super Bowl history, we all know that Super Bowl against the Patriots when they threw the ball like on the 1-yard line and should have handed it to Marshawn Lynch, Russ would have 2 rings. So, but like I said, Broncos, they're elite. Let's go next to the Chargers. Obviously, they've added on their defensive end. And then Justin Herbert is one of the greatest, not one of the greatest, one of the best young quarterbacks that's in the league right now. That connection to Keenan Allen and that connection to Mike Williams is insane. Like that, and just Herbert's deep. If you ever watch highlights of Herbert throwing, he got probably one of the prettiest deep balls in the league. He doesn't have the strongest arm. Like the two strongest arms in the league are without a doubt Mahomes and Josh Allen. But when they throw the ball, it does not look as pretty as Justin Herbert. I'm telling y'all, go watch any quarterback in the league currently throw a deep ball. Herbert, it just looks beautiful every single time he throws it. He caught my eye too his rookie year, especially when he set that record. Like Justin Herbert is legit. So Chargers got a shot to win it. The Chiefs, they every year they're a threat. Now the things with the Chiefs, they probably had the biggest loss of anybody in that division. Obviously losing Tyreek Hill, one of the best deep receivers in the league, maybe the best deep threat in the league. He went to the Dolphins with Tua, which I don't know how that's gonna work. Every time I see the Dolphins post something on Instagram, it's always Tua underthrowing Tyreek. He has to stop and adjust. So Tua's arm is nowhere near Patrick Mahomes' arm. But the Chiefs do got a shot. Obviously, they have a top 3 quarterback in the league in Patrick Mahomes. Top 3, top 5, wherever you want to rank them. And then they have, not even a question, the best tight end in the league right now in Travis Kelce. And obviously, Andy Reid, coach, he knows how to, like I said, they're a threat every year. So we already know the Chiefs. Even with losing Tyreek, I feel like, they got some other receivers, obviously. Who'd they bring in? Did they bring in who's that dude from the Steelers that they brought in? Juju Smith-Schuster. Didn't he go to the Chiefs as well, if I'm not mistaken? So he's replacing Tyreek. And I don't know about Juju, man. He last 2 seasons, the production hasn't been as good as it was the first couple of years in the league, I feel like. But we'll see, man. Because I had a Chiefs friend that said that Juju was even better than Tyreek. That was pure blasphemy. Juju's nowhere near Tyreek's level, but hopefully he can be somebody that can, relieve some stress from Travis Kelce, because that's really all Mahomes is going to be banking on, because he would just heave it up to Tyreek. Y'all see all those memes. Tyreek down there somewhere. Like, you can't do that really with any other receiver. Tyreek, that boy fast. He quick. But then obviously last in the AFC West, the Raiders, man. The Raiders. Obviously, the quarterback, Derek Carr, he is the worst quarterback in that division because he's not better than Russell Wilson. He's not better than Herbert, and he's not better than Patrick Mahomes. However, he's still elite. And you bring in the best receiver in football, Devontae Adams. Come on. Like, I'm telling you, man, the AFC West, anybody could win that division. So whoever comes out on top of that division probably going to end up going to the Super Bowl. I know some people probably got Joe Shiesty, Joe Burrow going back, but I just don't see it, man. That AFC West is loaded. But back to my team, like I was saying, the Commanders, I wanted to pull up my schedule real quick, our schedule, and see how we do. Because I read something, too. They said that us and I believe us and the Cowboys or us and the Eagles, one of those teams have the 2 easiest schedule in the league, man. Obviously, we start off, was that the preseason right there? No, I gotta get this right schedule. I think we start off, our first game is against the Jaguars, obviously, and that should be an easy win for us. I like Trevor Lawrence, but he needs some protection and he needs some receivers. We at the Lions, I think we can win that game for sure. Jared Goff, he had a rough year last year. I know they ended off the year pretty good, but we should win that. Eagles, man, I'm kind of fearful of him, man. I ain't gonna hold you. I mean, Jalen Hurts, he's not a natural. I won't even say natural. He's just not the most accurate quarterback, but he's still probably the best quarterback in that division. Is he better than Carson Wentz? I don't know. I know people hate on Carson Wentz, but I'm a Commander fan, so I gotta rock with him. I'm hoping we get that MVP Carson this year. We'll see, man. Because if you think of it, like I said, he had like 27 touchdowns last year, 7 picks. So he didn't have that bad of a year statistically. But if you go look back and watch the highlights of what he did towards the end of the game, just stupid stuff, fumbling the ball, turning it over. We can't have that this year for sure. We will bench him and put in Heineke in a quick second. Because, yeah. Okay, and then we're at Cowboys. That's going to be a battle, obviously. Against the Titans, that's going to be a definitely battle. Obviously, Derrick Henry and Ryan Tannehill. Speaking of Ryan Tannehill, y'all saw what he said when Malik Willis got drafted? Oh, it ain't my job to mentor him. Like, he just scared of Malik Willis. Come on, Ryan. You sound like a clown, dude. It's not my job to mentor him. Bro, it is your job to mentor him. You're the starting quarterback. You got to set an example for the rookie. I hope Malik Willis take that dude's spot just for saying that. Something stupid like that, Ryan Tannehill. He's such an average quarterback in the league anyway. I take Baker Mayfield over Ryan Tannehill, in my opinion. I'm just saying. But can't believe he said that because I like Malik Willis. And I'm surprised he fell that low, honestly. But maybe they just thought that him being at Liberty, a small school, he still has something to prove. But obviously, look at Brady. Look at all these other quarterbacks that got drafted so low. You can't count them out. So just because you got drafted in the first round and you're a quarterback doesn't mean you're going to be good in the NFL. We all know that. Then obviously at Bears, just a W. Packers, we'll see. When we had Kirk Cousins, we used to always beat the Packers. I don't know about now. At Colts, they got Matty Ice. That's going to be a definitely tough one. And their run game is stupid. At Eagles, Texans, Falcons, Giants, at Niners, Browns. And then we ended off against the Cowboys. So, yeah, I don't know, man. This year, it can be anybody's year in NFC East, obviously. I do think the Eagles and the Cowboys got a better team than us overall. But I still think we slightly had that better D. I really do think so. I know the Cowboys are stupid with Micah and Trevon Diggs, but like I'm telling you, man, Chase Young he will be, I believe, at least that's his shit. That should be his mindset. He should be in the Defensive Player of the Year conversation this year, this upcoming season. Because if you think of his rookie year making the Pro Bowl to his disappointing second year, and I know he got hurt, but even before Chase Young got hurt, his second year, he wasn't having a good year. So I feel like he's going to come back with a vengeance. Chase Young, Deron Payne, Jonathan Allen, Jamin Davis. Like, we got all these dudes on defense, man. I feel like we're going to come back hungry. I'm just hoping that Carson Wentz, man, please play well, Carson, man. I can't call you Commander Carson. I got to see some success from him, but I believe in him. I definitely do believe in him. Our schedule, if you really look at it, it's really not that tough. Like, our toughest schedules was probably going to be against the Browns if Watson plays. And what's our next go? At Colts and Packers. That's really going to be our toughest game because a lot of our games, obviously, Jags, Lions, Bears. Like, come on now, bro. Vikings. We could win those. Those are winnable games for us for sure. And obviously, I feel like we got enough weapons. Terry McLaurin. Obviously, Logan Thomas. Like, when we drafted two receivers, I think, as well. I like the running game. We definitely bought back J.D. McKissick, which was nice because he was vital on third down. Antonio Gibson. Like, we got guys. So we'll see how it goes, man. The Commanders, man. We'll see how it goes. I definitely going to be on the lookout for that one. Just really kind of see. Yeah. Canelo, though. Canelo Alvarez, man, actually lost to Bivol, man. And I was shocked, man. That's Canelo's first loss. Canelo Alvarez's first loss since 2013 when he lost to Floyd Money Mayweather. And I just think he bit off a little bit more than he can chew. Obviously, Bivol being that champion at what they fought at, like 175, I believe so, something like that. And I think I'll say what you want, but I feel like Canelo's best weight is around like 160. I feel like, because isn't that the rate he fought Triple G at? I think like that's Canelo's best weight is 160, and I'm not counting him out for sure because there will be more than likely a rematch. But I was kind of shocked. I ain't gonna hold you. Because Canelo won, like I said, that's since 2013. It's like 9 years ago. So ever since he lost to Floyd, I just feel like he's never going to lose again until the day he retired. But he actually did lose. And the scorecards were pretty close. Probably shouldn't even been that close. I think 2 judges or 3 judges scored it 115, 113. Like, if you actually go watch, Bivol pretty much dominated Canelo, man, which is surprising. Canelo looked gassed a little bit, like towards the middle rounds, and he just wasn't. I don't know. Just Bivol was kind of picking him apart. I texted my friend who was a big time Canelo fan. He was just like, man, I don't know. He's like, go watch the highlights. He didn't really want to talk about it. That's what I did. I watched the highlights, and it was just kind of like, man, it's been a while since I've seen Canelo get kind of picked apart like this. Like, he's just been kind of shocking, if you ask me. Because, like I said, Canelo, pound for pound, is right now in the world probably like, what is he? Top 2, top 1. Some people rank him 1. Something you can rank Canelo first right now, because obviously after Canelo, if you rank him first, it's going to have to be Spencer Crawford. And I talked about that in my last podcast. We need to see that fight. It still hasn't been signed off yet. And you got Spence talking and beefing with other fighters. Like, no, we need this Spence Crawford fight. Because I tell you this right now, man, it was probably going to end up going down. Because you know how Errol Spence is 3 years younger than Crawford. They probably going to fight when they out of their prime. And nobody going to want to see it. It's probably going to be another Canelo Floyd thing. Excuse me, not Canelo Floyd. It's going to be another Manny Floyd where they fight when they old. Like, we do not want to see that. Like, we want to see fighters fight in their prime, man. It's simple as that, man. That lightweight division, though, is tough, though, man. With Tank Davis in it. I think, actually, Tank Davis, he moved up. But Ryan Garcia and all these dudes. Kambosos versus Haney, that's coming up, man. Ooh. I don't know who's going to win that, man. I don't know who's going to win that. Haney been talking a lot of mess, man, for sure. Kambosos is tough as well. Yeah, just boxing in general, man. It's just like you got so many great fighters. And I need to tap into it a little bit more, too, man. Just all the division. I'm really just paying attention to the top guys, but I actually want to get knowledgeable into it a lot more for sure. Because you got so many great champions and stuff like that, man. But, yeah, we're going to wrap it up for this podcast, man. We're going to wrap it up. Yeah, man, if y'all like what y'all saw, feel free to hit that subscribe button. Hit the like button. Y'all know what that does to the algorithm. Obviously, I have another channel as well, Emmanuel R&D. Subscribe over to that channel as well. And I'm going to see y'all next episode.